Hi, my name is Muhammad Admiraldy Iskandar. I'm a Class 8 student in President University, majored in International Relations, batch 2020. So in this current video, I'm actually doing my assignment on the course of Psychology and Design Thinking lectured by Mr. Sigit. So in this assignment, we are asked to do a reading of a book and take value from it. So the book that I chose is actually Our Mutual Friends by Charles Dickens. This book was made in 1860s, but the one that I'm holding is republished by Dian Rakyat in 1990. So the book is actually uh, my father's belonging. He bought that in 1997. I acknowledge that because there's an autograph in it. So basically, the author wanted to tell us about our mutual friend is the representation of the Victorian working class back in the era and the key to understanding the structure of society and centered on the effects of greed and the corruption that money brings. So for the story itself, it tells about old John Harmon. He's a wealthy person in the Victorian era. Back in the days when he was about to die, he decided to give away his fortune to Mr. John Harmon, which is his son. But actually, Mr. John Harmon lived far away. He doesn't live in England, where his father lived. So in order to claim his fortune, he have to go back to England. But before that, he also given away a few requirements to claim this fortune. The first one is that he have to marry a woman namely Bella Wilfer, and the second one is he have to acknowledge that Bella Wilfer is considered worthy or not to be his wife. So in order to complete his mission, Mr. John Harmon have to fake his death when traveling to England. So he fake his death because he want to know how is Bella Wilfer actually is in the daily life. So Mr. John Harmon also acknowledged that his fortune will be given away to Mr. Boffin because if he died, it will goes that way. So Mr. Boffin and then received the fortune, and then he adopted Bella Wilfer as his daughter. And then Mr. John Harmon changed his name to Mr. Rocksmith, and then he became the secretary of Mr. Boffin. After that, Mr. Rocksmith, which is actually Mr. John Harmon, sees the daily life of Bella Wilfer. He see its character, he see how he do things, and after all that stuff in the daily life, Mr. Rocksmith, who is actually Mr. John Harmon, thinks that he decided enough and think that Bella Wilfer is actually worthy to be his wife. So then he revealed his true identity, and then they claim back, and then Mr. John Harmon claim back his fortune, and then hire back Mrs. and Mr. Boffin as his servant, and then they marry, and then they buy a fancy house, and then they live happily ever after. I think that is a short synopsis for Our Mutual Friends. And my comments on this book is, I think this book has intermediate literature because I have quite to take a long time to understand this book. And then this storyline is so pretty classic, and it's inspired me a lot. And it also gave me image about how the Victorian era back in the days really is. I think that is my comments and synopsis on this book. Thank you for listening. Thank you also for Mr. Sigit for this course. Thank you.